anybody needs me, I'll be in my office. My name is Taylor Polite, better known as Rez Dragon, and I am the writer, director, and creator of the Disaster Archives, and I also voice Rez. Watch the fucking road!
Okay, jeez! I'm sorry.
Can't you come to a gentle Working on Normal was a fucking train wreck. Ow! I can feel it in my kidney. Yeah, that's what I did to my fucking leg in order to get gravel sound effects. Well, now both my legs are cut up. That is not a good smell. You can't smell it, obviously. But I smell skunk. That's not a good sign. Funnel it into your performance, the pain, the agony. That didn't hurt. Hold on. He drove here in a panic while I bled out all over the seat. Oh, that was a delay. Fuck, that was a delay. Oh! It was not... Normal was supposed to be a short turnover episode for the Disaster Archives. Because in 2022 I had nothing out for the Disaster Archives yet, and since I didn't have anything, I wasn't comfortable with that, and so near about August of 2022, Myth and I had been talking, a couple months back, Myth and I made this joke scene where, Rez and Myth basically introduced Rez to Myth's wife, Chelsea.
Rez, this is my wife. Wife name.
Hi.
You smell like radiator fluid that's been left out in the sun.
Thanks, I murdered a man.
A manta ray! She murdered a manta ray yesterday for me, right, Rez?
What? No, I shot
a manta ray!
And we have this whole joke bit where Myth didn't tell Rez that he had kids. And it was from that little snippet of dialogue I decided to take that scene and just build a story around it. I would kill to have kids, but can't because the EC sterilized me. But you're over here with actual kids and you're actively avoiding them.
Look, it's complicated, okay?
It's not that complicated, you're just being an absentee father, just like my non-existent dad.
Ledge, don't.
Also, my mother spent most of my childhood avoiding me, and look how I turned out.
Ledge, stop. You know that's different.
Your kids are gonna turn out just as deranged as me, man.
Shut up, Rez!
The whole plot of Rez getting shot was purely, I came up with that so then, because one of my favorite things to voice act is being in pain. I don't know why, it's just, that's one of my favorite things to voice act. I'm really good at it. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, ma'am. So I chose to do Rez in pain, so then it was enjoyable for me because I just wanted it to be a quick turnover project that I could easily just, get it out in a few months and there'd be something for the Disaster Archives, and then it exploded into the big project that it became, and then it became the pilot episode, basically. No, working on Normal was a fucking train wreck. It was a huge learning process because, I've never done anything at this professional level before, and so it was a huge learning process of all the different rewrites that I did, constantly getting revisions of the script and sending it out and getting retakes, constant just listening to Rez being thrown against the door over and over and over again, to the point that when I first heard it, I did wince at it, but after you heard it for the 75th time, you stop wincing at it. But no, it was a disaster, you could say. But hey, we got there in the end. Like, a lot of actual blood, actual sweat, actual tears went into working on Normal. This is Rose falling down. Fuck, I hit the tripod. Yeah, maybe I don't want to get back up. Oh, but I have to. Who's gonna finish Normal? My hands hurt. Working on Normal was different from my other projects because, like I said, this was like the first professional level project I've really done. I took everything that I learned from Orinthius' Revenge, my first major project, and I basically amplified it in the Disaster Archives. Like, script writing for OR was usually pretty quick and dirty, and it didn't really matter how many drafts anything had, but the script writing for TDA was way more... It was way more refined. I spent way more time sitting with the audio, and, you know, and there's also no visual. So I didn't have to worry about cinematography and things like that. I just had to worry about the sound. And as far as, like, any other projects, like, say, like, my albums are Alone at the Edge of the Sea and Toskate and things like that, those albums are made very spur of the moment. The Disaster Archives is very meticulously crafted, and every sound is there for a purpose, from the Zippo sound effects in the YouTube version of Normal, to the dogs barking when Rez is walking around on the street. Every single sound effect plays a role in telling you the story. Come on, motherfucker! Ah! The level of detail versus any other project I've done, except for maybe Alone at the Edge of the Sea, it has a pretty big amount of detail too, but, just the level of detail in the Disaster Archives was so vast. I had a ball working on all the little tiny little details that I slipped into this thing. I hope you can find them all. Alright. I've built myself 2 windscreens using my car. There's currently moths all over my fucking lantern. I'm having a good time. Alright. Maybe now I can do this. Rose stumbling and falling over. Oh yeah, you have to catch me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna actually fall. You just like slap your hand on my shoulder.
Okay.
Alright, ready?
Ready.
Nope, that wasn't loud enough. You gotta really fucking punch it. There you go. Alright, one more.
Okay.
How? I'm sorry. Feels weird. I'm set dressing a moving trailer. What was it like working with the actors? It was a lot of fun, actually. I like to make my live action sessions with my actors fun. I don't want them to be miserable. I want them to have fun.
Alright, now you gotta run after your kids as they're screaming through the house.
No, screaming in the house. Our guest is still asleep. Maybe I shouldn't scream too.
It'd probably be a good idea. The reason why...
No screaming!
It's like, you know, because Rez is asleep, and Myth is just like, if Rez wakes up, she's gonna fucking kill me when she gets the opportunity to, so it's just like, please don't piss off Rez!
Don't piss off Reds, please. She'll call me a toad and then kick me in the ass.
Everyone was really fun to work with. I think the most fun I had actually was when I did a dry read session of Normal with Mythical Sushi and G-Slayer 2000. G-Slayer was playing Chelsea. It was a match made in heaven, let me tell you.
Please get yourself dressed and leave as soon as possible. Stay away from my children and my husband. I'll keep...
Working with Myth was a lot of fun, actually. Editing through Myth's dialogue was quite the ordeal, because not only did I have to edit through me and Myth doing our me and Myth thing, which is absolutely where Rez and Myth's dynamic comes from.
I'll probably be here for a few I'll probably be here for a few fucks. I need to make the wife happy again. Oh god, that was too straight even for me.
That was a little bit too straight for the Disaster Archives. The Disaster Archives is gay as fuck, man.
I know I named the characters after us, but I swear to God we're different people. One of my favorite things was I was asking Myth to do sound effects for the end of Scene 3. I needed kind of just like, things like that for Scene 3. And Myth was kind of unsure about it, because Myth is not a voice actor. He's not. But he does his goddamn best. And so he was running through some sound effects, kind of similar to what Traveling Arrow was doing when I was asking him for the same thing. And at the end, because Chelsea says the line, calls Rez a junkie, Myth improv the line saying, like, she doesn't even do drugs, and I interrupted him by saying, actually, she does heroin, and I have it recorded of Myth squealing, she does heroin? And it's it's one of my favorite things.
She does heroin? When did you write that in?
Athy, aka Secret Third Option, was also really great to work with. She was fucking fantastic. We literally, no joke, probably pulled her off the street minding her own business and stuck her in a recording studio and said, hey, can you do this for me? You're British. And that was literally how we approached Athy about the role, is we're just like, you might be perfect for this because that's exactly what we're looking for.
I wanted a chance to get to know you, to see what my husband saw in you in those brief moments on the road.
Everyone was super easy to work with, and it was great, and I had a blast doing live direction for everyone. 10 out of 10 would do live direction again. It's a lot of fun for me to do, because I try to make it fun too.
I have a deadly weapon here. See? Her face.
Stay tuned next time for the next episode of the Disaster Archives. Alright, was that the last question?
That was the last question.
Alright.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. I'll probably post... Jesus, fuck. I'll probably post this full interview thing on Patreon. There's been fireworks going off like crazy, by the way. I picked a shit time to do this, just before the 4th of July.